herzlichen Dank, dass Sie alle dann gekommen sind und unserer Einladung gefolgt sind. Und es ist immer schön, einmal im Jahr sich dann alle zusammen hier treffen und gucken, dass wir dann geschafft haben. Es ist, wie Sie sehen, eine ziemlich große Aufgabe für uns. Nicht nur, dass wir dieses Jahr jetzt mit 2 Räumen beschäftigt waren, die 300 Quadratmeter hier und auch 300 Quadratmeter Kino und 2 Kanäle von Meridian dort aufgestellt haben, sondern wir sind auch noch mal in 4 anderen Räumlichkeiten auch mit dabei. Produkte wie Wilson Audio, dann D'Agostino, Bassocontinuo, Nordost, DCS, die sind auch noch mal von uns dann aufgeteilt worden in den verschiedenen Räumlichkeiten. Und wir freuen uns auf jeden Fall, dass Sie alle da sind. Ich werde nicht sehr viel darüber sprechen, sondern ich lasse dann unseren Hersteller, die alle auch dabei sind, dann dazu ein paar Minuten über eigene Produkte sprechen. Wir fangen dann hier mit Bassocontinuo an. Lorenzo ist jetzt gerade hier neben mir und danach gehen wir dann zu der Großanlage, die wir hier haben, wird dann D'Agostino selbst dann über seine Neuheiten sprechen. Dann haben wir dann Bill McKigan, der auch dann gleich dann über den neuen Vollverstärker, den Sie auf den Markt gebracht haben, auch weltweit zum ersten Mal zu sehen sein. Und dann haben wir dann David von DCS hier und natürlich dann auch Peter McGrath, der auch über die Wilson Audio Lautsprecher sprechen wird. Später gehen wir auf der Seite, dann ist dann, ich glaube, fängt dann Nordost an, Björn ist da und dann haben wir dann unseren Star-Mann hier von Matt, VPI, der wird am lautesten von uns das Ganze darstellen, haben wir auch sehr viel Spaß gehabt gestern mit ihm. Und dann haben wir dann auch Firma Vicoustic, Pierre hier, der auch über Vicoustic uns ein paar Sätze erklären wird. Wir haben auch den Chefentwickler von Krell, dort David wird auch dann ein paar Sätze über Krell erklären. Wir gehen dann rüber zum Schluss nicht zum Schluss, vorletzte, Meridian, die XE-Serie Lautsprecher nochmal, ein paar Sätze erwähnen. Ein wenig werden wir auch dann über unsere Hausmarke Velodyne Acoustic sprechen. Zum Schluss gehen wir Richtung Perlisten. Und von da aus werden wir dann ein Zimmer weitergehen. Da ist dann dieser große Kino, wo wir auch sehr stolz darauf sind. Und dann natürlich zum Schluss dann die Neuheiten. Das ist auch Weltneuheit über den Lautsprecher, die Meridian jetzt zum ersten Mal weltweit hier dann auf der Messe dann vorstellt. Ja, danke.
2023 is a very special year for us because it's our 15th anniversary. So we had to make something really special. Last year in 2022, we introduced our Revolution line, our carbon fiber rack, which is on the right in the main system. And we had to make something special for this year. So in our plan, we would like to have something more affordable because we perfectly understand that almost 20,000 euro for a rack of 6 level was really big amount. And thanks to the technology we developed in the last 12 months, we will be able to have a rack made in structural carbon fiber at the half of the price. So our new Revolution Aeon Light is a carbon rack, is a structural carbon rack, made in one piece only, so it's a bit more, I used to call a sort of small brother of our Aeon X, made in one piece instead of have a floating shelf on a cross. 70% of the rack is made by recycled carbon, which has exactly the same technical performance, but everybody now has to be green. So this product is also in this direction, is fully modular, and on top of it we have a shelf made in aluminum in 5 different layers to arrive approximately at 5,500 euro retail for free level in Europe, which is a goal because carbon, everybody knows, is a very expensive material, but costs the half of the existing product. At the same time, this year we have, of course, a very special limited edition of our F2 aeroline, made in 15 pieces only, available for the world market, wrapped in genuine leather, is in the corner over there. We use the Kevlar instead of carbon for the connectors. And the last thing is a sort of special edition about the Eonex wrapped with genuine leather again, which is on the back side in front of the window.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
Thank you so much. To everyone.
Was ich vielleicht vergessen habe zu erwähnen, wir werden hier dann DCS spielen, auf der anderen Seite mit Luke Mandleys Geräten wie VPI spielen, also Plattenspieler digital. Jetzt würde ich gerne mal Dan D'Agostino bitten, dass er uns dann über die Anlage, über seine Geräte ein paar Worte erzählt.
Well, hello. It's great to be here again. We missed the show last year, but I'm here this year, and it's really a great show. And Audio Reference has done a wonderful job at putting this room together. We have two new products at the show that we're showing. The Relentless 800, and you see this one here. They're very similar looking to the big ones, but they're smaller. And they are 800 watts in power instead of 16. It was a big challenge to build that because we still want relentless performance in a smaller box. So we used some new techniques. And when I used them and I brought them home to listen, I found that we made some improvements in the sound. So we changed the big unit to have these improvements in it. We call that the Epic. So the Relentless Epic is now in the big amplifier, and the smaller one both sound the same. The bigger one's just more powerful. So this amplifier uses a very interesting power supply technology, which uses two toroids instead of one, and each one runs a hemisphere of the amplifier, which creates a positive, like having more than two transformers. They actually add on each other when they actually operate that way, because they take advantage of the positive and negative swing of the audio signal. So it makes for a much more powerful power supply. So that's one of the ways we were able to condense this amplifier into a smaller package. The output stage and input stage are exactly the same. And the amplifier is fully made with all U.S. manufactured parts, and it's a big job to build one. It's still about 200 kilos, not as heavy as the big one, but it takes at least maybe two guys, big guys, but probably 3 or 4 to lift it. So that's kind of the story with that, and it kind of mimics the launch of our Relentless preamp, which we introduced last year, but it's been fully in production, and it with either of the Relentless amplifiers is a magnificent sound. The other product we brought to the show is the Momentum Integrated, and I'll walk over here so I can show it to you. The Relentless Integrated is a combination of the HD preamp and the MXV amplifier in one box. So it's like buying an HD preamp and an M250 MXV, but it's all in one enclosed box. It has an outboard power supply. You can see it stands on a power supply which provides digital and analog inputs and power, and also a very large toroid to power the amplifier. All of the connections here are made through the feet, so there's no signal or power loss. They're made with very special military connectors that we can never get enough of. They're very slow in delivery, but when we get them, they work really well. The nice thing about this unit is that it has a built-in DAC and streamer, very sophisticated, that we designed. It'll also, I know in this country, I realize that Amazon Alexa does not work here in Germany, but if it did, we would be able to show you that this will take Alexa commands, so you can tell it to turn on or turn off or raise the volume, And in September, when we're all through writing the code, it'll be able to stream for you. So you can sit down on your couch with a beer and say, turn on my Momentum, it'll turn on. I want to listen to Tidal, and I want to listen to modern jazz music on Tidal, and I want you to stream it, and it will do it for you. So we finally put the convenience of a $99 product into a real hi-fi product. I mean, you know, we've suffered for years in the audio business about making everything inconvenient. But this kind of jumps across that. And when you get it, and each just be able to command it to turn on and turn off and raise your volume and anything by voice. And then to stream the music you want to listen to so that you don't have to go looking on your iPad or your phone for it. It will do it for you. So I think it's a major advancement in audio componentry. So this is going to start shipping, I believe, in the end of July. I think that's correct. Anyhow, it's a product that we just finished, and it's a really wonderful sounding product, and I hope that you get a chance to listen to it. That's it. One more thing I'd like to say, Burhan, would you come here? Burhan is now the Vice President of Engineering at our company, and he has been together with me making all of these new designs and has put in many, many ideas of his own. So I'm really proud to have him on our team. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome everyone. It's a real honour for myself and everyone at DCS to be part of the team here. Every year I come past and I look at the room and listen admiringly. So I'm glad to work with everybody here and be, you know, part of the systems with these great brands. So we have everything that DCS makes here. So this system here, we have Vivaldi, and this features our Apex ring DAC, which was a complete redesign from Chris Hales of the ring DAC stage. He improved the filtering, the reference stage, he changed the layout. And I think he got about 12 dB of linearity improvement, which gives you more detail, more resolution, better timing. But really, it just lets you see into the music more, connect more with the music, which is what we're about. So we've been in the business for 35 plus years now. And really what we're trying to do every day is convert ones and zeros to music. So what you see here is a reference 4-box system. We have the Vivaldi Transport upsampler. So the upsampler will take audio from any source, be that Cobuzz, Tidal, Both Connect, Roon, UP&P. So really we're about the data. We want to convert that data into music that draws you in, excites you. So that's the Vivaldi system. And then if I just take you over to the end, so where Vivaldi is kind of no compromise, we're really trying to push the state of the art. So however many boxes it takes is however many boxes it takes. If I take you over here, so yes, so this is the Lena D2A converter and master clock. So this began with a different vision. This was really about how can we take DCS performance and get it into a very different form factor. So take high-end performance out of the listening room and maybe into the living room. So it uses all the same silicon, same software processing platform as Bartok and Rossini. So it was a real feat of engineering for the team to get all that technology into the form factors that you see there. So yeah, thank you for your time, and I will pass you back to Peter, I believe.
My goodness, thank you. Hello, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. My name is Peter McGrath. I'm with Wilson Audio, better part of, well, almost going on 2.5 decades working with my dear friends in Provo, Utah. And what I have behind me is a speaker that, frankly, is virtually unavailable now. Mansour is one of the few lucky owners. This is called the winter version of the XVX. The standard versions of the XVX will, of course, continue on, but this is a unique, very unique loudspeaker. They were limited production, and we terminated production on them on December 31st of this past year. But the current version is still very much available, and I think they're breathtaking to look at and equally to listen to. Also, we have on the other side over there the Alex V loudspeaker. And I would also mention that thanks to Mansour and reference, we have many pairs of Wilson speakers throughout the show. Even I and my colleagues Bill Pugh and David Ellington were on the verge of complete, total mental and exhaustive breakdown in the last 2 days, setting up 10 pairs of them throughout this whole facility. We did the best we could with the time that we had, and I hope that many of you get a chance to experience them in the various rooms with a lot of different sorts of equipment. Perhaps a lot of different music will be played on them, but I hope you go on the adventure tour here at the show. And lastly, I'd just like to say it's such a pleasure to work with this man, his family, and his organization. They are beyond first class. They're the best in the world as far as I'm concerned, and I couldn't be more delighted. Our pleasure. So I'm going to actually just play just a little bit of music. It's not going to knock you all over. It's very elegant. It's a piece of music by Antonin Dvorak. It's a piano trio. And it's just for enjoyment, not for impression, but just simply to enjoy and indulge in the beauty of music making. Go ahead. Thank you for listening. Okay. Just a little taste. Just a little appetizer. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ja, vielen Dank. Ich muss auch noch dazu sagen, wir freuen uns auch natürlich, dass auch sowohl Wilson, dann der Agostino und alle anderen Hersteller, die wir hier in Deutschland vertreten dürfen, auch so gut mit uns arbeiten. Und ich kann auch nur so gut sein, weil ich ein tolles Team hinter mir habe. Und das ist auch sehr, sehr wichtig. Und ich bin zwar wahrscheinlich das Gesicht der Firma, aber ohne mein Team wird gar nicht funktionieren. Also daher auch ein Applaus vielleicht von meinem Team, der hier alles ja mitgemacht haben und auch nicht auf Zeit oder sonst was gucken, sondern die geben alles. Danke nochmal. Wir gehen jetzt einmal rüber. Das wird wahrscheinlich ein kleiner Schock werden, weil der Matt von VPI wird dann gleich einen Teil der Sendung dann übernehmen und nicht, dass Sie sich wundern, es wird ziemlich laut werden.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I'm Matt Weisfeld, VPI Industries. Really excited to be back here. I have to tell you, I'm just so happy to be here just from the amazing beer. The beer is just so good, right? Everyone's smiling, right? It's just a fantastic. Yeah, we got to applaud that. That's right. Some great stuff over here. Some of the best gear in the world right here at Audio Reference. Absolutely amazing. And VPI is so proud to be part of that. There's a lot of us and a lot of you, so we'll make it nice and simple. This year, over on this side, we are showcasing our now award-winning Avenger Direct turntable. This is taking the latest and greatest of engineering and technology in our direct drive and just bring it to the next level in our Avenger type chassis, giving you a sandbox opportunity to mount up to 3 tone arms, any length, any model, and we love all manufacturers, even if it's not a VPI. I mean, we prefer the VPI, but hey, whatever it is, it's all good. This is your listening experience, and at VPI, We want you all to enjoy it. So with that being said, this is the latest of our 3D technology, state-of-the-art with our tone arm and our VTA, Fat Boy VTA base, and our isolation. With it on the other side, there's a lot of you, so I'm not going to take you on a full-blown tour, but when you have a chance, the world debut right here at Audio Reference is our Titan Direct turntable, taking that same technology and just enhancing it with a better chassis, better isolation, and just pushing the limits. Because why not? We all deserve it. We all have to push it to that level, but not to worry. If you look around the room, we also have other products from all ranges from 1,500 USD all the way on up. That way, everyone gets a flavor of the VPI DNA. Also in the back on the side on our Scout 21 and over on the tone arm side on one of the Titans is the debut of our Goldie cartridge. So it's our brand new pickup, and we're just excited to have all of it here. And I think that's pretty good for an elevator speech, right? So we could, but thank you guys. A big round of applause again for Audio Reference. Yay! And all the and all of you for coming here and being part of this.
Really good to see you all. I'm here from Nordost. I hope you are referring to really high-end cables when you hear the name Nordost. And if you look at the systems here, you will see that most of the systems are wired up with either our top-of-the-line Supreme Reference Odin 2 or a V2, or even if you go back, we're trickling down the same type of technology down to tier and so on and so forth. One thing that I'd like to point out is that we are basing our products on a handful of technologies and philosophies, if you'd like, all in the pursuit of taking ourselves out of the equation as much as possible. So all the great things you've heard about the other manufacturers, speakers, electronics, and turntables, yeah. The more you invest in Nordost, the more you will hear of all those great other manufacturers out there. That's our philosophy. Filter less, remove less, leave more dynamics, and so on. The other thing I'd like to point out is when you are composing and working with a setup in a system, cables are components. You know why? No cables, no sound. So we need to keep that in mind, right? So our cables are components, and they do contribute to those great experiences that we're all looking for. Good music. And Nordost is an American brand. In this system, we have American brands set up. So it goes for a bit of the same philosophies here. I know the Wilson Audio guys pretty well. And I know that Luke Manley has a lot of good things to say about how to construct a really good tube amp. So I'm going to leave that over to Luke for now.
Hello everyone, I'm Per from Vicoustic. Happen to be Swedish, but I work for a wonderful Portuguese company called Vicoustic, which I think is the finest in the world when it comes to room acoustics. We've been around for 16 years. We started our business in professional audio. We've done, over the years, more than 10,000 recording studios. And from there on, we moved into hi-fi, we moved into home cinema, workspaces, public spaces, etc. But the heart lies very close to music and good listening experiences. And when you work with professional audio and recording studios, we often get the chance to be there from the start, because it all starts with the room, as every recording engineer will tell you. And we're trying to bring that same experience also to hi-fi. And very often in hi-fi, we come in the last. It's when you realize that you have a problem with your room, and no matter how fine components you have, it won't perform maximum unless you treat your room. And this year we're showing some new products. We're showing the products behind this gentleman here, which is a wonderful slate panel made out of recycled PET and very high quality scratch resistant fabric. And we use additional recycled PET behind to make this a very good high quality absorber. This is a wonderful product also for a living room. not only a listening room. If you would like to put your flat screen on here, it's fully possible to do that. The other product line I want to point out is the white products that we have behind here on this side. This is our most effective high-end absorber. It's developed together with the Portuguese National Broadcast Company, where they wanted to start refurbish their recording studios to the same standard as BBC is using, and gave Vicoustic the mission basically to develop these products. So thanks very much, and I will hand over to Luke. Luke, there you go.
Right here.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming. And I'm Luke Manley. We're a second-generation family business. My father started the company, VTL. And last year we presented to you the monoblock version of this amplifier. Is called the Siegfried, with a precision-regulated power supply, 12 tubes per side, and the bottom half is all power supply. So it's a powerful amplifier. This one is the stereo version of that. It's called the S400 Series 2. It has 6 tubes per side and a full automatic bias system and fault sensing system that if a tube fails, it shuts the amp down and tells the user which tube to replace, and then it's a quick restart up. The other thing about it is that the precision regulator really helps the sound because it holds the operating points of the tubes really steady, even at full power, and it gives the amp this unlimited sound dynamic. So thank you again for coming, and thank you to Audio Reference for putting this on and the support.
Hi there, I'm Dave Goodman from Krell, and before I start, I just want to thank Audio Reference for such a beautiful display they put on here. They do it better every year, and it's really, really impressive, so thank you. So we're displaying our new KSA i400 stereo amplifier. It's 400 watts per channel into 8 ohms, double into 4, double again into 2, won't quite double into 1, but then you'd need to call in your electrician at that point. It's got a massive 5400 VA power supply in it, and the connections are extremely short throughout the unit, and they're all made with gold-plated circuit boards and silver-plated solid copper bus bars. So if you combine that with our XD technology in there, we've got an extremely low output impedance, which gives us a damping factor of better than 800. So you get really good control over the speakers. It's also got our iBias technology in there, which gives you Class A operation up to 400 watts, no matter what the signal is doing, no matter what the speaker impedance is. You've got 400 watts of Class A to work with, but only as much as you need at any given time. So it just barely gets warm most of the time. And that gives you that nice, warm, rich Class A sound. Now, the other new technology that we have in this is what we call SimMax, short for symmetry maximization. And that balances out the gain in the positive and negative halves of the circuit and almost eliminates the second-order harmonic distortion component. And that distortion component is responsible for kind of almost a smearing of the image. So instead of having a singer sound like they're standing right in front of the mic with you, it sounds like maybe they're singing across this area instead of singing right here. So that really improves the realism of the experience. It gives you much more depth in the sound stage, gives you a lot more specificity around each of the performers, and just makes it an overall much more realistic listening experience. We have 800 watt mono versions of these coming out very soon. We're actually taking orders for those right now, and there'll be a companion preamp to this coming out later in the year. So that's what we've got here. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Mansur, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Audio Reference again, and a big thank you to Mansur, to Mimi, to Lorenzo, to Natalie. You know, it's a real family relationship, and it's fantastic to be back at High End again with Meridian. So here in this room, we have our flagship DSP digital active loudspeaker, the DSP 8000 XE. This product was launched just recently, and it is an all-new engineering feat from Meridian. Everything about this loudspeaker, apart from the familiar Meridian silhouette, is new. So the Atlas software core, the R1 electronics platform, everything that's built inside. It has 12 of our proprietary technologies built in, and all the drive units are new as well. So from top to bottom, we have our ultrasonic beryllium tweeter, which goes up to 40 kilohertz. Our Evo mid-range driver, which has huge power and dynamics, and our subsonic bass drivers. The top two do bass, and the bottom one does bass and sub-bass. And this loudspeaker, the system, goes down to 18 hertz at the -3 dB point. So huge power, huge dynamics. The amplifiers built in are a combination of Class AB for the high frequencies in the mid-range and Class D for the bass, so fast response. And overall power in the package is more than 1.8 kilowatts available. So huge response, huge ability. We at Meridian, we want to recreate what we're most used to listening to. And those things, as we've evolved as a species, as humans, are the human voice, the sounds of nature, and animal sounds. So the way we craft our product, it's shaped to disperse sound into the room in the same way as we do as humans. So as humans, we taper. Our vocals come from here and here. That's what we do in our loudspeakers. We decouple the high frequencies in the mid-range from the bass frequencies to ensure that there's no interference, no coloration, and then we manufacture the product from the most massively inert materials possible. Always, regardless of material, a combination of different materials with different resonant frequencies that mean that there is no coloration and no transmission of sound to the drive units. What we want you to hear is what's coming from the drive units, and for it to be dispersed into the room in a way that is the most natural, lifelike, and authentic. And at Meridian, our philosophy is that our products should be as easy to use as they are beautiful to look at and amazing to listen to. So in this system here, which I'll demonstrate for you shortly, we have one thing to choose the music and two things to make the sound. Very simple, very high performance, and as I say, so easy to use, amazing to listen to, but also beautiful to look at. Thank you everyone for your attention, and thank you to Mansur.
Thank you.
Thank you all. I had actually prepared like 15, 20 minutes of a speech, but somebody have told me not to do that. First of all, Perlisten, Team Perlisten, we are all here, so any questions, come and get us after the presentation. We are extremely pleased. It's our second year. Mansur, thank you. Team Audio Reference, thank you all for making it happen. We have brought the big guns this year, so we have a lot of equipment. We have like 50 products here on display. Some of them are actually active on display, like the S7T behind me. We have a huge cinema in the other room, which we will go to after this presentation. We have another cinema downstairs in a partnership with JVC. And do we have anything else? Then we also have a world premiere, which is Dan's new development. It's an S7T limited edition. It came to Germany last weekend, brought down here, and this is for you to look at. It's going to ship September, October. It's going to be handmade in US, personally by the team, Dan and Eric. So this is Dan's limited edition. We will now play the S7T before we will end our presentation.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around.
So after this, we will open the door and the cinema will be available for you. Later on, you have to come back here because I know that Audio Reference has prepared a goodie bag. In the bag, you will find a little brochure about the project, limited edition. It's a little bit an appetizer. It's not the complete book, so it doesn't have spec sheets and data sheets yet, but it's a little bit inspiration. So thank you all, and enjoy Friday here in Munich.
Thank you, Les.
With records and pressings and whatnot, because it could be the same song, it could be the same composer, but then just having a different presser, a different person doing it in general, you can get a completely, and I'm not saying good or better, you know, it's just different. Red wine, white wine, it's all good, it just might be a little bit different. So, and then when having such things, so when having such, I mean, now, granted, I'm a bourbon guy, so maybe that was a bad example. Red wine, white wine, then the guy from Jersey has some bourbon, so I don't know. It's crazy. So so much can happen. And guys, how great is our industry? Seriously. We get to hang out, listen to music, drink some beer, and make friends. So that's why, I mean, I love these events. I love these opportunities, because when you have a chance, just hang out. Come on. The world's crazy. The world's crazy enough. You know, every one of you's fighting your own battle that we know nothing about, yet here we are, putting that on the side for a second and just enjoying this totally overkill system that we get to listen to. And thanks again, and I would give a quick round of applause for Mr. Manso over here for bringing all this in here. Now this time, we would have these toys to play with. And of course, Mr.
Wow, I feel at home.
That's right. So,
thank you.
But guys, don't get too at home. You know, put your pants back on. Come on.